In today's episode, we will see new weapons of TV men, our cameramen losing, the return of the legendary improved Speakerman. The beginning of the 56th episode meets us with a cameraman in a brown jacket, whom we have already seen in the 54th episode, where the legendary TV women, he beats Skibidi with particular malice. But apparently he has his reasons for doing so. Next, we see the cameraman doing some indecent things with the Skibidi, while the other one is hiding the camera to avoid seeing it. It's quite a funny episode that may indicate that cameramen have emotions and can react emotionally to different things. The camera pans to TV Man, who, having paralyzed the Skibidi with a radio wave, uses a new means of destroying the enemy, namely a blade. I understand that this episode refers to the game Assassin's Creed, and this is a small and interesting Easter egg. Yes, I couldn't miss this interesting moment, so I turned on the sound in this episode. TV Man tells Skibidi to shut up. I wouldn't pay too much attention to this, because we can see that the second Skibidi was very close to destroying TV Man, and he in turn reacted so emotionally to it. A rather ordinary moment of praise from the cameraman, which we have seen in previous episodes, so let's not pay much attention to it. Next, we see that the cameraman receives a message on his tablet about the destruction of the tank we saw in the previous episode, which means that the events of episodes 54 and 55 are likely to take place simultaneously in different parts of the city. TV Man says, "You had one job, in my opinion." This moment means a great disappointment of TV Men, that the cameraman could not protect the tank from the Skibidi attack. By the way, the TV man immediately teleports away because he realizes the danger, and that he cannot risk himself at such a moment. In fact, the destruction of the tank is more dangerous than we can imagine, because in my opinion, the tank was supposed to be used as the main weapon of the fight and rescue of infected Speakermen. The destruction of the tank raises questions about whether the operation will be carried out at all, and whether the cameraman will lose because of it. After the TV man's disappearance, we see an explosion, and a cameraman runs out from the side where the explosion occurred, covered in fire and running away in terror from something. It's one of those assault cameramen who were trained for battles against the Skibidists. But now we'll see who he's running from. The culprit is the same infected Speakerman we haven't seen for a long time. He appeared out of the smoke, creating a blast wave to distract the cameraman. As we can see, he has an orange core, which is similar to the core we saw in Titan TV Man, and some additional weapons on his arms. All indications are that Skibidi scientist has been carefully preparing for the battle against cameramen and improving the infected Speakerman Titan. Next, Speakerman Titan strikes with a weapon on his hands, which again is very similar to the one used by Cameraman Titan. I think it was Skibidi scientist who reviewed the tactics of previous battles and decided to improve infected Speakerman Titan to the level of TV Man Titan, so that they were at least on the same level. And it is clear that the cameramen then leave the battlefield to escape from the infected Speakerman Titan. But they are caught up in flight, and hardly anyone manages to escape. For the first time, we also see that infected Speakerman has improved the speakers to the point where the cameramen are simply paralyzed by such a powerful sound wave. This is a similar effect to what Skibidists experience after being hit by a shot cannon, and it is obvious that paralyzing the enemy is a rather effective means of combat on the battlefield. I think that in the next episodes, we will see some kind of headphones on the cameras as a way to combat the strong sound waves from the infected Speakerman Titan. What will happen next? In my opinion, we will soon see a confrontation between Cameraman Titan and infected Speakerman Titan, as they are now almost equal in strength. But the cameraman has now a destroyed tank, which in my opinion should have been used just to save infected Speakerman Titan. Therefore, my theory is that the plunger cameraman will take part in the battle against the infected Speakerman Titan, which will distract the enemy and help the cameraman Titan to deliver the decisive blow. And yet, according to my theory, he will have to sacrifice himself for the sake of the victory of the cameraman, or to save the infected cameraman Titan from the parasite.